you can flag yourself and attack enemy players, and it's all cool, it's all gravy, and you earn points towards your faction for that. Now, once you earn so many points, you gain ranks, and these ranks aren't meaningless. You actually can buy cool stuff depending on your rank. So displaying your faction rank is displaying another title that you can get. There's a lot of options for titles in this game, a lot of collectible stuff. So this is the character area, and that's done. Search is searching for people, specific people. Like if you ever start a group and you wanted a healer, and you just didn't really know how to find one, this is how you find them. You go, hey, I want to find someone who's a brawler, melee guy, and maybe they have a title. Maybe they're a novice. Yeah, it basically lets you say, hey, I want to find someone who went like blades, swords, one-handed. Specifically, someone who went for swords, because that guy's cool. And say you wanted them specifically to be, oh my god, I just realized something. This game allows you to be racist. Or speciesist, I mean. Like, no one wants those goddamn Wookiees. I just want a human. I'm just gonna leave that. Hey, I'm not racist. And a faction, so you don't have that, hey, I need to find this guy who's not this faction. Because any faction can talk to any faction, and there is no big faction city that the enemy can't come to. You can go anywhere. You can go to the rebel base if you're an Imperial. You'll probably die, but you can go there. And it's cool, because you can raise some hell if you want. But chances are you'll die. So say I'm looking for this, and now you pick why you're looking for them. Maybe you're looking for a newbie helper. Maybe you're a noob and you want to find someone to help you out. Or maybe you're looking for just a group, or maybe you're looking for someone to roleplay with. Yeah, so you click search, and it shows you a list of everyone who matches that description on the planet you're on. Now, it actually can expand out to look on other planets, but it's not as in-depth. It'll only tell you that there are people on that planet, and you have to go there to see what those people are. It basically, you click a button and it'll be like, hey, there are 500 people on Corellia. Won't tell you what they are, it'll just say there's 500 people there. Or maybe it's two people sitting all alone. So yeah, you click that, and now you have their name, like Tinky. It's Tinky, the master chef from earlier. He's now not where I am. He's left the city to Anchorhead, far, far away. He's no longer here. So that's the search system. And then the friend system, the friends list. When you add someone to friends, you type it here, and you can be specific. Unlike I keep saying this, but unlike other MMOs or other games in general, you have options that they don't. And one of them here is that when you type someone in, like the two friends I was playing with last night, you type in their name, like the one who's already there, and you type that name, and then you can put group, like it's gets descriptive. You type in the group, like the name of the group, and you click over here, and it's not working over here, but it would be like guild or this or that, and it tells you at a glance when you look at your friends list what guild they're in, why, or what society they're in, or what city or town or something like that. And then you can put a comment like, this guy is kind of cool, and then later you'll remember why he's on your friends list. Like, hey, this guy saved my ass from a rancor, friend. That type of thing. And then down here it has a little checkbox for displaying when your friends are offline or online, to show you when they're in, and showing /friend, which is the find friend thing earlier. And then you can just come here to the friends list, click on someone, and hit mail, and instead of going to here and typing out their name, it just does it for you. And you can modify stuff. You can select all and just send out a mass mail to everyone in your friends list. And that's that. Ignore list. It's an ignore list. Moving on. So, I don't know how long this video is at this point. I'm pretty sure it's been a while. I don't know if YouTube's going to let me keep the whole thing or make me split it up, but for now I'm just going to keep going. So that was the community. I've gone through the mail. I've gone through... Not that, that's the next video. I've gone through just about everything except for options and the skill system and the holocron. Um, we'll go with the skill window. Okay, so in here it's the command browser. This is where all your skills are and all the things that you can do that makes your character do something. Goes. Alright, so the combat area is the combat skills you gain from your professions or just base combat abilities. Anything that involves attacking, defending, or being in combat is in here. Very simple. This is where you go, and it also tells you their slash commands. So in like WoW, where you kind of have to guess, and here it's just right there, and it has a little picture for them already set. And it's like slash throw grenade. So if I wanted to go into combat and I had a grenade, instead of clicking that button or looking for it, I could type slash throw grenade, all one word, and it'll throw a goddamn grenade. So it's kind of handy there. Social, these are all emotes. These will all have your character do something. And it might be small, it might be big in what they do. So, for example, air guitar. I know what that is because I do it all the goddamn time. Because why not? So I type slash air guitar. Bow, bow. Yeah, air guitar. So you see there's a lot of things here, and I am not going through all these, but just understand that you can express yourself in so many goddamn ways in this game without typing a damn thing. You can just rob someone and blow a kiss, or blush, or bob up and down, or body slam the shit out of them. It won't slam them to the ground, but your character will actually do something. Now, a lot of these are tied in to chat. Like I said earlier, when you type hi and your character waves, that's because it's tied in with these. Like there's a hi in here and it's tied into that. There's all types of bowing and jumping and cackling and chortling and laughing and, you know, grinning and stuff like that. And it actually will do grins. Like, see my character here? Yeah. Evil grin. It says I crack an evil grin in chat. Everyone can see that, but they can look at my character and see I do that. If I had a helmet on, yeah, you wouldn't be able to see that, but you can at least see it in chat. So there's all that. You can actually LOL. Yay. That's the LOL of the game. It's a little silly, but I bet you didn't see this in a game before. Yep. Rolling on floor laughing. It literally says in chat, want a hand getting up. Yep. So there's a huge list here of shit to do, and you know, you don't need to really type to people. It's like that shirt from Bleach that Ichigo always wears that says talking is not communication. He's got a point. You can do a lot in this game in ways of communication, and I think they went so in depth here, so when you can't understand someone else's language, like I told you before, you don't have to. You type shit like this and make your character do something, and maybe the idea will get across. Maybe not. Maybe it'll result in the worst game of charades ever, but who knows. Mood actually sets how your character passively acts. My god. It's kind of cool, and it just sets up the stage for role-playing even better. So it's automatically set to none. So your character is not... He has no mood. He is doing nothing. So maybe I want to look malevolent. You can actually drag these, by the way. They're all abilities that you can click. Maybe I want to look malevolent. Now I click this, and my character has a pissed off expression from now on, like evil looking. He is not happy. He wants to eat your babies. Macro. Okay, macro is it's a very in-depth macro system in this game. In WoW, you can type out some commands and it'll do like a general sense of what you want it to. In this game, you can do all kinds of stuff if you know the proper like coding. Almost, it's almost like a type of code. But once you have it down, I'm not very good at it. I've made a few in the day that were handy, like refreshing a buff that falls off every minute. It'll refresh every minute like clockwork, so it's always on. And you can set it to where when you attack, use a certain attack, you can have it set to where when you do a certain attack, you do something. Like, say you kill someone, you can have it say, big man on campus, and your character will shoot, do the ability, and it'll put that on, like, actually, your character will do big man on campus right when he shoots. Hang on a second. It is BMOC self flex. So every time you shoot a gun, your character will all of a sudden stop and flex. That's not very good for combat when you're trying to kill things, but you know, you can do that. And it gets really in depth. It goes as far as you want it to. Back in the day, there were so many people doing like really cool stuff that you really shouldn't be able to do thanks to the macro system. Like, they macroed together something that made, this is a bad example, but it's one of the only ones I can think of at the time. There was a guy back when I played who had a macro that equipped and unequipped 10 different weapons, cycling through them and just doing it like 100 times a second, and it crashed everyone around him. It like made him crash the desktop. That was fixed. They can't do that anymore. But when it happened, that's just an example of what can happen with macros. There are so many ways you control people with macros. You can have it set to say, you can have it set to sing a song every time you use an attack. That would be annoying. That's a super troll move right there. Anyways, moving on. And then other is like everything that's not combat, social, or macro or mood. This is like functional things that are non-combative, like assist, so you can assist your target without having to type it out or make a macro for it. It's already made. Burst run, every character has burst run. It is a cooldown sprint that actually requires your health action in mind to use, and it makes you run fast for a limited time. It's like a sprint from any other game you've played, but it lasts for a good amount of time. I think it's a minute, but you can actually, certain professions make it last longer, like 5 minutes. So you can have a 5-minute sprint depending on what you are. So going through the list, it's everything that isn't combat oriented, really. So like following people, standing, the posture system I said earlier, replying to a tell, mounting like a speeder that you target if you don't want to double click, or if you can't, like your mouse isn't working, or anything like that. So yeah, that's the command browser, and I think that's just about everything except for options, which I'm going to go through briefly. I want to do it in depth, but I think we're kind of running out of time, or this video is going to be super long. This option menu, it's like any other game option menu. There's a lot here to go through and change and customize for your own, and it can be pretty in depth if you do it right, combined with the fact that you can drag everything here and move it around. Like, everything is movable. And I find it odd that a game this old, this is back in 2003, had something that even WoW doesn't have today, and the Old Republic didn't have until like a week ago. It's something that's so old in Galaxies, but so new to others. And you'll find that a lot once I go through this series. So miscellaneous is the stuff that it really can't go into any category they thought of. You got graphics, and this can view a lot. This can affect your viewing distance. See how in the background the mountains are going in and out. Fog of war. Field of view, like how far out you can actually scroll, and it actually affects the warp of the world, like just a bit, like the look of it. Some people get annoyed by it. I like having in and out when I'm in combat, but when I first start, I really like it in close, because it gives more of an epic sense when stuff gets on you. I like doing that in other games too, like getting really close up. It makes it look cool for me. I don't know why. So the graphics is it's not basic, but it's like any other graphics section in another game. Same with terrain. It's like linked to graphics. Same with sound. Combat, the customization here isn't very big, because it's really just, show damage, numbers, blah, 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 blah. Because that's just the actual things that affect what you see in combat. Everything else is really in chat. Everything else is chat. There's a whole lot of chat, like profanity filter. I want that off. I like seeing people cursing. It makes me understand what they're saying instead of seeing, question mark, at sign number. It's I want to see them say shit or fuck or whatever. I'm not a kid, and most people watching this probably aren't either. If you are, I'm sorry, but I curse a lot. I kind of just realized I do curse a lot when I am in public. Depends on the people, I think. Because it's me by myself, I think this is my base curse. This is how much I really use it. I don't swear like a sailor, but I'm not a saint and never curse. So, chat. There's so much here to do. It's really like once you get in the game, take a look. There's a lot of options for affecting the chat bubbles that you see, the stuff you see in chat, like profanity filtered, show chat from AFK players, perform animations while speaking. That thing I was talking about earlier, when the emote's tied to the height, you can turn that off if you don't like it. It's not everything in the game that people might get annoyed about, like some odd thing that you don't like, you can turn it off. It's no big deal. So there's that. You can change the color of anything in the chat. Anything. It's not a big deal. Alarm. I always thought this was funny. It's like a built-in parenting monitoring system. It doesn't monitor your playtime, but it lets you, like, say you have some place to be and you're playing the game. I had this happen to me a lot back in the day. I'm not gonna lie. When I was in school, or if I had some place to be, I would get lost in this game, and the alarm was helpful. You can set an alarm, like any other alarm that you normally get, but it's in the game, and you can pick the sounds, when it plays, why it plays, whether it's reoccurring, whether it has a message or not. It's kind of cool for if you don't want to forget something and you think you might, or if you know that you are forgetful when you play video games like me. It's really handy. AFK, it's what you say to people when they send you a tell. It is your AFK message to them, and it also sets how long until you log out. Auto AFK enabled. I leave it on just so I don't sit in the game forever. Interface, everything in the interface. You can already drag it wherever you want, but you could also do something like this, which I always thought was cool, but I'm not a big fan of the colors they use. Purple. Make the entire interface purple. I like they added one just before the game shut down that I was really a fan of, but isn't in the emulator. It's Sith red, blood red. I love that color for the interface. It's not harsh on the eyes, and it's appealing to look at for me. It does cause problems when I'm looking at chat that's red, but aside from that, it looks cool. But you can't have that. You can have. I think I'm gonna stick with this. The standard blue, which is alpha blue, because everything pops out of the alpha blue easily when you're trying to look for stuff. And there's so much here that's already checked. I don't want to get into too much. This video is already running pretty long as it is. I might break this up into parts of. This is a part 2 video of a series, and I'm going to break it up into parts. That just sounds dumb. But I might break it up into parts, but there's so much here. I would just recommend getting the game. I know I haven't done much. I haven't even gotten the combat yet, which I have recorded. I just was all over the place, and I wanted to start with interface after I played with a friend, because I realized how bad it is to play this game when you have no idea what's going on with the interface. So, interface, highly customizable. You can have everything on the screen that can possibly be there. You can tell the game whether you want to see it ever or not, and how you want to see it, and where you want to see it. It's that good of a system at times. Controls, you could set it up in any way you want, and the mouses and all that. It's any control system like that. There's key maps like usual. I'm gonna touch on this real quick. I completely forgot. I'm sorry. When you start the game, actually, when you first start the game, it's set to Star Wars Galaxies control scheme, which is odd. It's a mouse-based control scheme where you can type while moving, and you don't use WAS and D to move. You use like the arrow keys and the mouse. I don't like it. It's actually kind of annoying. What I like to use is the first person shooter one. That is the easiest one to use. It is the standard MMO WAS and D keys for movement. That is what I use. And then you can also, like, there's all kinds of built-in stuff they have set up that you can change at any time to anything you want. Um, but yeah, that was the options menu, and this has been this video. I will continue to be doing these videos until you guys dislike them. If you hate these videos, or if you kind of don't like the way I do it, or if you think you have like a recommendation for how to do it better, or what I can do to make this more enjoyable for you, or tell me what you want to see me do in the game, just put it in the comment. I will probably do it if it's reasonable or if it's cool. I will do it. If you tell me to type something at someone, yell at someone, I might do it. Just only if it's funny. If it's not super rude, I might do it. But yeah, just I'm not gonna tell you to like this video or favorite it like a lot of people do. That's your decision, not mine. If you like this video, like it. If you hate this video, hit that dislike button like it owes you money. Like, I'm talking like a lot of money. Do it. Do it now. But yeah, this has been the interface. This is the interface. The next video I do, I'm hoping to do the combat very soon. It's a lot to explain. I'll probably start off with explaining the health system and the stats is probably what I'll do next. Keep a lookout for that. That'll probably be within the next week or so. And yeah, have a good day. Thanks for watching my video. It's been fun.